Hello and welcome. Keep your hand in your skirt. My name is Sabrina Brightstar. I am your host, Keep Your Hand in Your Skirt podcast. Today's topic is about the release of the Guru program, the release of the hierarchy program. Before we get started, I would like to ask you to like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you. So what is the Guru program? What is the hierarchy program? As you know, all of us chose to incarnate on a planet, the separation planet. Planet Earth is a separation planet where we intentionally agreed to forget the truth of who we are, to forget to recall or to remember we are all interconnected. And a part of the way we separated from the truth of who we are is we aligned and agreed collectively, individually, to be influenced by the hierarchy program. So what exactly is a hierarchy program? It's what it sounds like. And we see the hierarchy program across the board in many different arenas. Basically, it is a program that has levels and layers, and whoever sits at the top of this layer, this whatever the topic is, this being, this entity, this person is most special. This person at the top is more important, more special, has more value than the bottom of the barrel, right? And so you can see that in an employee situation. Who owns the company sits at the top, and all the entry-level employees are at the bottom. You see it in religion. Whoever you're worshiping, the being or the deity sits at the top, is superior, is more special, gets to create the rules, and then you have the different people inside that organization. We see it in cultures. We tend to see on the top of, in a culture situation, the white male sits at the top of the thing. We see it with genders, men versus female. We see it with, we see this hierarchy program all over the place. And as we collectively decided to have the separation program, we aligned and agreed to be controlled and manipulated. And so what is happening now? What has been happening, but what's really going to be happening in 2024 is the release of the hierarchy program, the release of the Guru program. Because even if we come out of the matrix in some areas, like you can come out of the matrix maybe, with your work, or maybe with, you realize equality, like men aren't better than women, or equality, a certain color race isn't better than another color race, equality, like certain geography equality. You can come out of the program in some of the different arenas, but we can still stay in the program in other arenas. So for example, the Guru program, maybe you've left an organized religion, but now you're in a spiritual community and you think that there's no hierarchy program. However, you might still be giving your power away to someone else. That's how you know you're in a hierarchy program, a Guru program. If you think someone knows what's better for you, better than you, that is a Guru type situation. When you're giving your power, when you're giving your trust, when you're giving your, like, what should I do? And you're letting something outside of you tell you what to do, that's an indicator you are still inside the program. Most of us, when we start to leave the program, we'll start to leave it in some areas. So for example, I left the religious program. I left the hierarchy program that I have to be submissive to my husband. So I left a lot of the programs. But then when I became involved and had my multidimensional awakening and I had contact with the star friends, I, without realizing it, turned my power over to the star friends. Some people turn their power over to astrology. Some people turn their power over to their guides. They say, my guides tell me I have to do this. Or the star friends, I channel whomever, and the being that I channel says I have to do this. Or this being thinks this is the right way to go. Whenever you're giving away your power, you're giving away your sovereignty to someone else, it's an indicator you are involved in the hierarchy program. So for me, I was actually I was so excited about the star friends, right? I was just like, family, yay, yay, yay. But then I started giving away my power because I was still in, like, so I was learning. I had left the church. I had left the hierarchy in the marriage and thinking a husband is superior to a wife. Yeah, that was programming from a cult. But so I had left that, but then I brought it into the Star Friends. So I actually had an amazing experience with Bashar. I had a one-on-one contact with Daryl Anka in 2010 or 2011, I think 2010. And I went to his house and had a reading, and it was absolutely terrible. And so instead of staying for the reading, like I boogalooed out of there, got in my car and sat and cried. So I telepathically received the message from the frequency, the Bashar frequency, or from whomever, but I telepathically received the message that I was giving my power over to Bashar. So Bashar was like, he was just talking very aggressive, and he was like telling me I would say something, and he'd be, wait, you know how he can do. And as a former codependent and people pleaser, I just shut my mouth. I didn't stand up for myself. And so I get this telepathic download after I ran away from the session, ended my session after like 15 minutes, ran away. But I get this telepathic download. Why didn't you use your voice? Why didn't you say, hey, don't talk that way to me? That's making me uncomfortable. Or, hey, I feel like you're yelling at me. Could you communicate to me more gently? Or, hey, like I feel a little uncomfortable like now that you cut me off. Could you let me finish my sentence? There could have been so many ways that I could have used my voice, self-protected, been an advocate for my own self, which I had no awareness of self-protection and being a self-advocate at that point. But I telepathically get this message, like, why didn't you use your voice? And I was instantly received the download that, yeah, now maybe I'm not letting my husband boss me around anymore. Yeah, now maybe I'm not letting the church boss me around anymore. Hey, now maybe I'm not letting my dad boss me around anymore. But I'm giving my power over to the Star Friends. So it was a huge, pivotal, huge moment. And so since that 2010, I have an awareness that it's easy to start to give your power over to someone. And so even though like I love channelers, I love listening to other YouTubers, I love people in the spiritual community, I have the awareness to check in with my truth. Somebody might say something and it doesn't resonate with me. I don't have to avoid that person because I don't align and agree with all of their philosophies or their beliefs. I can pick what feels good for me, but I always want to stay in my own sovereignty. I always want to communicate with me and my body, ask my body, is this my truth? Communicate with my higher self, communicate with my multidimensional self. Do I agree with this? And it's okay if I don't. So today I was on a journey with my friend Shiva L, as we always play, and I was shown that in 2024, I saw a huge avalanche of water, like Niagara Falls. And I was shown there's so much momentum, like the river is not a small river anymore. It's a huge overflow. It's a huge avalanche of water releasing the hierarchy programs, releasing the guru programs, releasing those programs where we gave our sovereignty away, we gave away our power, and now in a huge, vast, huge quantum, huge quality, I can't even find the right words, but I'm seeing that in 2024, there's going to be a mass awareness that your power comes from within. Your answers come from within. Your truth comes from within. And what's true for you might not be true for anyone else. But we need to activate and turn on our dormant knowings, our dormant sovereignty, our dormant power that we've just been giving away. And each one of us, we're here to remind each other that you are your own sovereign being. You know the truth for you. So I can share with you what I'm receiving. I can share with you my downloads, my hits, but they might not be yours. And the most important thing I feel that I can do for everyone is know my own power and encourage you to know your own power and encourage you to know, like, it's okay to disagree. And that's the other thing I was shown today, that we're going to start to be so different. We're going to have a whole bunch of different beliefs. Some people are going to believe in twin flames. Some people aren't. Some people are going to believe in karma. Some people aren't. And we are not going to try to gather each other to all align and agree. Our ability to allow is just, it's growing. It's becoming like this overflow, that, like, think of the Niagara Falls and all that water, all that momentum, all of that movement of that freedom. And that's what I see happening. The freedom for difference, the freedom for everybody gets to believe what they want to believe. And the way you find out what you believe is you go in. And depending on who you are at this now moment, you're going to have certain beliefs. What I believed 6 months ago, I have some different beliefs. So I wasn't bad 6 months ago. I wasn't wrong 6 months ago. I'm just growing. I'm an evolving, growing being that just is learning to recognize what is true for me. And what is true in this now moment might not be true tomorrow or next year. And I don't have to force anything, right? We have freedom. There's so much space. There's so much expansion. So 2024 is just going to be, I am dazzled and delighted about 2024. So are you in the hierarchy program? Do you have any guru programs still inside of you? If you do, no judgment, just awareness. Because it's great when we can develop the awareness, because then we can say, like, oh, okay, like sometimes when I listen to a spiritual teacher, I just tend to trust what they say. Or, oh, sometimes when I listen to an astrologer, I tend to believe their interpretation of whatever. Oh, like sometimes I stop doing certain things because, someone in the spiritual community has said this, or I stop eating certain foods because someone in the spiritual community has labeled them this. Like, let me go in, let me ask my body, let me ask my multidimensional self, what is true for me? And it's okay that we all have individual truths. We are not the same. We do not need to align and agree with the collective consciousness in order to keep us as sheep. We are not sheep. We are not followers. We are sovereign beings. We are independent sovereign beings, discovering and activating our own dormant abilities and knowing the truth that we have all of the information inside of us, all of anything you need to know, want to create. You have that. You're a living library. You're a living resource. And so we can just keep asking, like, hey, multidimensional self, help me activate more of my dormant abilities. Help me activate more of my dormant knowings. Help me activate more of my frequencies, my dormant frequencies that has prevented me, or it helped me stay separate. But now I'm like aware that I am a sovereign being. I have divine inheritance. And that's the third thing I saw today, is the divine inheritance. Every single person is going to start to recognize your divine inheritance. Your abundance is your divine birthright. Abundance is your birthright. Abundance is your birthright. Abundance is your birthright. It is your divine birthright. And so when we go inside and say, hey, multidimensional self, help me activate my knowing that abundance is my divine birthright. Help me activate the abundance mindset, because all of the resources, all of the allies, all of the help, it's all available to help us walk into your own self. That I believe we're all walk-ins, and we walk into deeper layers of ourself. So ask yourself, help me walk into a deeper layer of my own truth, my own understanding. Can you tell I get so excited? I love walk-ins. And I think maybe in 2011, 2012, I started telling people I'm a walk-in, and they're like, really? Like a separate being came inside of you? It's like, no, I opened up more aspects of who I am. I allowed in more of who I am to show up. So I walked into a deeper layer of me. Are you willing? Would you like to walk into a deeper layer of you? So you can find out more things about me, or you can ask any questions if you would like at sabrinabrightstar.com. A lot of times people will send in questions. That helps me create ideas for these podcasts. So go to sabrinabrightstar.com and send your questions, or check out some of my multidimensional courses if it aligns with you and excites you. So thanks for listening. Have a great day.